The first day in May is also the first Saturday in May in 2021. But the best thing is that we should be fast and firm all day in Louisville, and to boot, their racing secretary put together an outstanding card. It looks to have immense value on both the early and late pick fives. However, on this episode, I will offer you just the early pick five. For the late pick five, you'll just have to tune in to my other episodes. So come on, race fans, get fired up. It's Kentucky Derby Day under the Twin Spires. Thoroughbred Ticket is loading in the starting gate.
Welcome to Thoroughbred Ticket. We're playing the exotics like trifectas, superfectas. The pick 3, 4, 5, and 6 will become that much easier. Rushing to handicap multiple races? Well, your host will save you a bundle of time. And now here he is, the self-proclaimed expert handicapper, Mr. Kenneth Moultrie.
Hello and welcome to Thoroughbred Ticket, and I'm your host, Kenneth Moultrie, and it's good to be back. Really, really good to be back. Good to see fans in the stand like today at the Kentucky Oaks, and I'm quite sure on Kentucky Derby Day tomorrow there'll be a few more thousand fans in the stands. Good to see. Looking to be fast and firm all day long. And I guess, the best thing about not having a Derby in 16 months is you get 2 in 8 months. So being the last Derby on September 5th, 2020, and now we get one on the first day and, of course, the first Saturday in May. So I want to give to you an early pick 5. It's just going to be a $54 ticket. So that's going to cover races 1 through 5 at Churchill. I want to start with the first race. The first race, they're going a flat mile around one turn. It's an allowance, non-winners of 1. And it is a hefty purse, like so many purses going to be on this day. $118,000 purse. I don't know if I've ever seen a purse that large not being a stake in just an allowance, especially a non-winners of 1. I think the first few races have similar purses that large, and like I said, I don't remember seeing purses that large in a non-winners of 1. However, 10 are going to run. I like 2 horses in this race. This ticket is going to cover for $54, not a large pick 5 ticket. I could spread a little more. I don't want to use 5 or 6 horses in every race. It's like I'm, spending your money or something like that. I don't want to do that. I want to make it reasonable, but also hittable. And I think $54 for the early pick 5 in this particular sequence will do it. Let's start with the number 5 horse, Soros. Mike McCarthy took this horse from Gustavo Delgado and hasn't been seen since last April. This is a first-time gelding. A lot of people like to say the ultimate equipment change. Since that last start, you would imagine not being seen since April, has a lot of works. And one thing I do like, I love works on the track of the race. So this gelding has 4 or 5 shown works at Churchill. One of them was a bullet. On March 20th, a 47.3 breezing, then a 101.2 breezing, a 1 minute from the gate, then a 101, and then a 48 breezing from the gate. Like to see that. Javier Castellano will ride, has a nice post, and I think this gelding will come back swinging. Trainer is 20% with these type layoffs, so I like the number 5 horse Soros. I expect a big run from this gelding tomorrow in the first race. As well as the number 6 horse Sonion. Brian Lynch employs Julian Leperoux for this one. This is another first-time gelding. Good, solid 59-4 work on April 27th. This is since his last start at Keeneland. Also a 49-1 breezing. Not so good of a work. However, putting that 59 on April 27th shows me that this gelding is ready. 0 for 4 this year and 0 for 4 with 2 seconds and a third in 2020. Does that kind of worry me a little? Yes. However, there's really no world beaters in here. I'm looking for horses that they're just coming into this particular race. And like I said, that 59-4 breezing work really just kind of turns on a light bulb for me in this particular race. So those are the only two horses I'm going to mention. The number 4 horse, Cool Bobby, is the morning line favorite, I believe, at 3-1. Yeah, can he win? Yes. Taking a little drop out of a minor stake from the fairgrounds. I'm going to pass. I'm going to take the 2 horses, the 5 and the 6, the 2 first-time geldings, good works on the track, and good post positions. The second race is a mile on grass. It's for maiden and fillies, 3-year-olds and up. 12 are scheduled. Now, I want to have a disclaimer in this particular race before I get started. The number 13 Demodog is on the also eligible list. Now, I like this horse. I kind of think she will draw in. I really do. She may not, but I do think she will. So that's going to change my ticket a little. I'm going to go ahead with it, with her in it, but without it, I'm going to give you the alternate play as well. So let's start off in post position with horses I like. I like 3 horses in this race. I like this 5 horse Texas Shuffle. This horse, this filly, is really, really bred for this particular distance. If you look at her Tomlinson figures, if you're a Tomlinson fan, 347 on turf alone and 372 at the distance. This first-time filly starter by Warfront. And, Reeve McGahee is coming along, shows 4 for 19 this year. So, obviously, putting horses in the right place. Horses have a couple of turf works, or one showing actually at Payson Park. A 4 furlong spin, 50 and 1 breezing. Nothing to shake your stick about, but I really like her. Like I say, Warfront filly. I look for big things. First time starter. Everything looks that she will be able to get this distance of a flat mile. The number 10 horse, El Forte. Okay, by the brilliant runner Flint Sure about 5 or 6 years ago. This 3-year-old filly has a nice buyer of 73 last time out at Keeneland on a good track. Corey Lannery will re-ride. Just missed by a neck and a head the last 2 times out. Has post number 10. Ian Wilkes, kind of a crafty trainer. 11% on turf, which is kind of, average, maybe even a little below average. But like I say, I think there's not any world beaters here either. So therefore, with the numbers, and looks like this horse is she's sitting on top of a win. So the 5 horse Texas Shuffle, the 10 horse LAS Forte, and the 13 Demodog. Race number 3. I'm using 2 horses in there. We're going to flat mile here on the main track, $115,000 purse, and this is a straight maiden affair. To start with the 4 horse Cash Rocket for trainer Al Stahl and Joel Rosario. Well bet the last 2 times. If you look, this is going to be his 5th start. And it looks like on paper that he's sort of a plotter. His couple of first races, he was 5th. He ran even. Then he kind of ran even at the fairgrounds in his first route. Missed by 3 lengths, finishing 4th. And then the last 2 races, he was 2nd and 3rd. But similar lengths behind the winner, 2 and 3 lengths. So it kind of, alerts you that he may be a plotter, but, his numbers are right. Has Joel Rosario, and as far as the pace is concerned in this particular race, I think he's going to get a perfect running style, and I do like Cash Rocket to be one of my selections in the pick 5. Also like the 4 horse Cool Haas. This is for Brad Cox and Flo. This colt by Nyquist is coming out of 2 sprints at the fairgrounds where he finished 3rd in both. And it kind of looks like you've seen these types before, right? They finish 3rd. They're fast closing 2nds and 3rds in sprints. And then they're stretching out. And then it looks like, they're just crying for distance. However, being by Nyquist, I do believe that this colt really needs the distance. And I think Brad Cox will have this coat by Nyquist ready. Since his last starts, it has 3 works at Churchill. Once again, I like works on the track. A 48.2 Breezing, and this is the one I like the best. A 113 Breezing for 6 furlongs on the track, and then a 48 kind of like maintenance work on April 23rd. So I like the 4-horse Cash Rocket, the 5-horse Kulas. Race 4, 1 mile on the turf, optional claiming, 62,000. Non-winners of 2, another high purse, 121,000. Once again, flat mile. Let's start with the 1-horse Invader for Wesley Ward, John Velasquez. This colt, this 4-year-old colt by Warfront, hadn't been seen since March 20th at Turfway Park. Had one race at Keeneland, and finished second just missed by a length and a half with Joel Rosario. I think this is the race coming along that he'll be much tighter and ready to win. If you've listened to me before, I'm not the one for third race back, best race. I don't believe that. Especially not today. Okay? To me, horses are coming back running, and they certainly don't need 3 races to fire, or 2 races and then they're going to fire. To me, if they're going to run well and win, they will do it first time out. If at the most they can need 1 race and they will be ready. And this looks just like the Invaders type of situation. 1 race back, finished second, really good. 87 buyer, has the rail. Johnny V looks to be somewhere near the pace. The number 1 horse Invader, one of my picks in race 4 at Churchill Downs. The other horse I like is First Premio, and I kind of have a love-hate kind of liking to this particular gelding. 7 now. Mark Cassie, Umberto Rispoli's going to ride. You know, he hasn't won in a couple of years. Ran decent a few times. Raced against, raced against some really good tough horses. Came out some tough races, and I think that's what I like about this gelding most. Like I say, I'm not too crazy about the having won a race in a couple of years. However, the buyer numbers match up. They're kind of on par with most horses in this race. So therefore, I think, good turf rider in Rispoli. A lot of things look good. Mark Cassie is decent, 15% in all his turf runners. And so, yeah, I like this. I like this gelding, First Premio. The 11-horse Vintage Print is the other runner in this field that I like, a 4-year-old colt by Curlin. Now, I know people who read the form, they're going to look and see that he was previously trained by Chad Brown. And people are going to say, well, Chad Brown, who takes horses from Chad Brown and win with them? Look, if it's a lesser trainer, or not even a lesser trainer, if it's a trainer who's not really established or anything like that, I probably would agree. But, Paula Lobo, 19% on turf, loves these types runner. This horse has not been out since July 20th at Keeneland in the Transylvania. Well bet in every start. And I think that Paula has this colt, and I think he's pointing her to this particular race. She's already won at Churchill. She's 1 for 1 on the track. So I know the trainer was looking at this particular day or something, some race at Churchill on Derby or maybe Oaks Day. So I'm not worried that Chad Brown had this colt. I'm not worried. The horse likes the coach. He likes the track, and that's good enough for me. Tyler Gaffney will ride from post 11. So in this particular race, to recap, the 1-horse Invader, the 8-horse First Premio, and the 11-horse Vintage Print. And to round out the pick 5, we're going 1 1/8 on the main track, optional claiming, 75,000 non-winner of 1, $118,000 purse. I am going to use 3 in here. Let's start with the 3-horse Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap is putting on blinkers today for trainer Ian Wilkes, coming out of the Florida Derby. Now, it's going to be interesting all day long to see these horses exiting these traditional major prep races, to see probably how you feel about horses going to be running in the Derby. You have 2 horses here, the 3 and the 4, coming out of the Florida Derby, you have the 7 horse who I like. I'll get to in a second. Last Samurai, I was getting ready to say.